Alright, so, time to discuss something. Surprise, surprise, it's about The Amazing Spider-Man 2. And, well, it's about a lot of the stupidity that's circulating around this, and I've covered this before, and I really don't know why I need to do it again, but I just feel like I need to, especially considering some interesting news that's come out as of late. People are saying, flat out, that now there are going to be no less than 4, probably 5 villains in The Amazing Spider-Man 2, and so therefore it can't help but fail. There's just one problem with that. Just because they may or may not be playing a character, and we actually still have no official confirmation that Confiore is actually playing Adrian Toomes, nor that he's going to be the Vulture in the movie. Nor do we have anything remotely official saying that Chris Cooper is going to be putting on the Goblin suit in this movie. Nothing even close to official. We have an unsourced post that showed up on comicbookmovie.com that said that that says that both the Green Goblin and the Vulture are going to be joining in the final battle. Unsourced. And I can't help but sit there and think, who's going to be stupid enough to believe that? Apparently everyone! Everyone and their grandma believed it. Now, apparently there's a possibility, and it's a pretty high possibility, that Felicity Jones is playing Black Cat in The Amazing Spider-Man, and that really really did not ever want to see her in a movie. Ever. Because, look, I'm going to be perfectly frank with you. Justify her existence in any of the movies. Justify what she would bring to the movies other than boobs. I'll wait. But that's not the... In fact, that's pretty much the only reason I see for people, giving that they want to see her. Because they've even said that she looks like the Black Cat in the games, which is not an unreasonable look, and frankly one that's going to fly far better in a PG-13 film. They're going to be mad. They want her in the leather outfit where it's like unzipped down to here and her breasts are half hanging out. That's what they want to see. So yeah, that's quite literally pretty much the only reason they want Black Cat in this movie so bad. They want boobs. Okay, but I digress. Moving on. Moving on. I mean, this is supposed to be it's PG-13, people, yeah, sure, but it's also geared more toward family viewing. Okay? Use your noggin, please. Moving right along, we have the the unsourced post, and that's oh my god, it's a headache, and here's why. Even if Confiore is playing Adrian Toomes, what motivation is he gonna have to get involved in this fight? What is he just gonna decide, oh look, there's people fighting Spider-Man, that looks like fun, I think I will join in? Nah. I really doubt that, okay? Common sense dictates that they're not going to toss that in there. They're not. There's also people insisting that he's going to have a little kid sidekick throughout the movie because of set photos showing a kid dressed as Spider-Man in one scene. One scene! This somehow confirms that throughout the entire movie he's going to have this little sidekick. For all we know, that little kid is just somebody who runs out there that he winds up having to save from getting hurt. Which would also create a very interesting dynamic in terms of responsibility, because if there's a little kid who's copying him, if kids are going to start copying him and almost get hurt, it's also going to fuel the anti-Spider-Man crusade that's going to be going on in the Daily Bugle. So, let's cool our jets and, again, use some common sense here, please, can we? But beyond that even, everyone's like, oh, Chris Cooper was sighted on set in the Goblin uniform. It's like, I'm going to go out on a limb here and guess that first and foremost, if he had been spotted by people on set in a world where pretty much every single cell phone has a camera, someone would have snapped a picture. Okay? And don't give me this, oh, well, they said no pictures are allowed. Don't give me that bull crap, okay? Don't. Doesn't matter if pictures are allowed. People would snap them anyways and upload them anyways, and they'd be taken down eventually, sure, probably. But they'd still go up. This is as ridiculous as when people claim that the purposely released photo shoot photos of Gwen Stacy in that outfit were leaked photos that hadn't meant to be seen, that were being posted by the paparazzi. It was a photo shoot, for God's sakes. The rigging, the cameras and everything were up there. This was a photo shoot. It was intentional. They wanted her down there. They were snapping photos of her down there. Was there a camera down there too? Yes, they're probably going to do some filming. But in the case of that, those were professional set photographers taking those pictures. That was meant to be seen. But instead, nope, it's something they didn't want us to see. Therefore, she's guaranteed dying in this movie. Shut up. Use your brain. Please. Please. Please use your brain. That's all I ask. Okay? But apparently that's too much for some people. Moving right along. But the fact that... Okay, here we go. You ready for this? Even if Felicity Jones is playing Felicia Hardy, there's no guarantee she's becoming the Cat in this movie. Chris Cooper's playing Norman Osborn, no guarantee he becomes the Goblin in this movie. If the Goblin is seen in this movie, which actually would be interesting, I would hope that it's done in the context of the Goblin existing, but no one knowing that it's Norman. Of course, people are going to say, oh, that's stupid, the audience would know. Yeah, the audience would know, but they wouldn't. These people wouldn't. Okay? And it would definitely show that Norman is certainly good at manipulating things behind the scenes. But let's just, think about this for a second. No guarantee Toombs is becoming the Vulture in this movie. No guarantee Felicia would be becoming the Black Cat in this movie. Heck, for all we know, it's probably a small part. In fact, it certainly seems like it, because I don't think Felicity Jones has even been on set yet. And there's 150 total days of filming, and they're already in the 90s. So odds of her playing a major part in the movie are slim. Very slim. I doubt she's going to be playing a big role. I really do. If that's who she's playing, and I know a lot of people say, oh, well, she said she hopes she becomes the Black Cat in the future. That's nice, but you know what? Felicia Hardy doesn't really play too much of a role in Spidey's universe outside of being Black Cat. So that would almost imply that maybe she's not familiar with the comics and hopes that her character will take on the mantle. But she might not be playing Felicia Hardy. I don't know. Okay? I'm not going to speculate on that until we get a 100% official confirmation. But either way, even if she's playing her, there's no guarantee that she's going to be becoming Black Cat in this movie. Especially since, and here's the humdinger, they announced that they have in development already The Amazing Spider-Man 3 and The Amazing Spider-Man 4. That's how far ahead they're planning this, guys. So yeah, no, it's not a closed trilogy. It's probably not even a closed quadrilogy. Sony had said, even back in the Raimi films, so what their ideal vision for Spider-Man was going to be that they just keep making the movies. So long as there are stories to tell, there are movies to make. And they want to keep making the movies. And they said that, sure, the actors getting too old will become an issue, but when that time comes, they said, look at James Bond. They managed to transition Bonds. They managed to transition M's. They managed to transition the actresses playing Moneypenny. They managed to... all this stuff. No issue. No big issue. No one throws a fit. No one refused to go see them. Well, some did, stupidly, but they were a minority. So, yeah, we are likely not going to be seeing an ending to these unless and until something majorly derails like Spider-Man 3 and then leading into Spider-Man 4. But, yeah, moving right along, the fact of the matter is, we have these actors, and maybe they are playing these parts. Maybe they are. But there are at least 2 more films for them to flesh out and take on the actual mantle of the villain that they'd be portraying. Alright? At least 2 more movies. At least. I mean, who knows? We could wind up getting Venom this way. We could wind up getting the Sinister Six this way. We could wind up, who knows? And who knows how far they got it planned going into the future? I don't. Do you? I don't. Do you? Does anyone? No. Odds are they don't fully either. They have an idea of what they want to do, but they don't have the details hammered out yet. And also, just because someone's playing a character doesn't necessarily mean the character's ever going to take up their villain role. Unfortunately, look again at the Raimi films and look at Kirk Connors. Connors was actually originally going to be the villain in Spider-Man 2, and it shows because they so horribly rewrote that for Doc Ock that half of Connors' story is still in there. But the scientist who wanted to do something for the betterment of humanity, his experiment goes wrong. He winds up being stuck as, the whole relationship with his wife, the whole, it's in there. I can see where they were going to stick Connors in there, and then they just rewrote it for Otto. They even gave him Connors' personality. Yeah, it's just, But, and then they said, oh, maybe we'll use him for 4, but no, then they were going to go with the Vulture. But that's, again, beside the point. The fact of the matter is, there's no guarantee that they're ever actually going to become Vulture, Black Cat, etc. We don't know. And even if they do, again, 2 more movies after this one that can happen in. At least 2 more. So I really, really wish people would just stop their complaining, stop their fits, and, use their heads every once in a while. I really do. I can't take that. I can't. Oh, Lord. Anyways, that's all I want to say about that. That's been bugging me for a while. So I will go ahead and catch you guys later. See ya.